welcome to this week's What's for Dinner video. My name is Ashley. I'm going to be showing you 3 different meals I made this past week. I don't always follow recipes exactly, but if you're interested, I've linked some similar recipes down below. The first dinner I'm going to be showing you, I made an easy pesto chicken pasta, which is always a winner in our house. So I am just going to start out with 1 large chicken breast that I butterflied in half, and now I'm just going to cut up small bite-sized pieces to grill. These last few weeks before my wedding are getting more and more hectic, as you can imagine, so these dinners in the next couple weeks will be a lot easier and more simple. So next I'm going to season the chicken in a bowl. I'm just going to drizzle just a tiny bit of oil, and then I'm going to use my Flavor God seasonings. I do like these because they are salt free, I believe. So I just used the everything seasoning, the Italian seasoning, some onion powder, and I think some garlic powder. So I'm just going to toss this all around until every piece of chicken is nice and coated. At the same time, I do have a pan heating up with just a drizzle of oil so I can start cooking. So next I'm just going to place all the chicken on the pan, and I'm just going to flatten this out, that way it will evenly cook. I will just stir this every couple minutes just to make sure it's getting cooked all the way through. The smell of this chicken is so amazing. I could literally just eat this chicken over rice every single day if I was just cooking for myself. So at the same time, I do have a large pot of boiling water that is cooking the noodles. I'm using rotini noodles, so that way this will kind of all be done at the same time. So after I drain the noodles, I just put them back into the same pot that I cooked them, and now I'm just going to toss everything together. I am adding 1 pack of the Rana pesto, and then I'm going to add in the chicken and just mix this all together. This is genuinely my fiance's favorite meal, and it also makes great leftovers for work for him. So of course I do have to add in my cheese. I did use 1 full box of pasta, so I'm going to go a little heavy on the cheese, and then I'm just adding a little bit of an everything seasoning. So I just mix it all together, and then I put a piece of garlic bread in the oven, and this is how everything looked when it was done. I did skip a vegetable this night, it happens, but everything was still so good. The next dinner I'm going to be showing you, I made some delicious salsa verde enchilada casserole and some Mexican rice. So I'm going to start out with my Mexican rice. I'm just going to use 1 cup of white rice. I had a little bit of oil heating up in a pan, and this is just to help toast the rice, which is what you do before you add any liquids. So once it became nice and fragrant, I went ahead and added in half a can of my tomato sauce. I usually do the seasonings first, but I forgot. So now I'm going to add in my seasonings on top of that, which is 1 teaspoon of garlic salt, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and half a teaspoon of cumin. So next I'm going to add in my liquids. I'm going to add 2 cups of water, and then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of chicken bouillon powder and 1 teaspoon of tomato bouillon powder. So then I let it start to simmer and put a lid on it and turn the heat down. Next, I am working on shredding my chicken. So I did just cook 2 large chicken breasts in my Instant Pot. I did season them a little bit with some of the taco seasoning, cumin, onion powder, and I will do that again. So I'm just going to shred these all up. I do like to add a little bit of the liquid to the chicken. I just think that it helps keep it nice and juicy. So because this is the filling for the enchilada casserole, I'm going to add quite a bit of things to this. I am adding some garlic salt, some taco seasoning, and some salsa verde enchilada sauce. I also am using a little bit of the diced green chilies, some sour cream. I think that was it, and I'm just going to toss this all around, toss it together, mix it all up, and this will be ready. I also do add a handful of cheese because why not? This is just the Mexican style cheese, and now I'm going to start assembling the casserole. So I'm just going to add a little bit of the enchilada sauce to the bottom, that way it doesn't stick, but it also gets the tortillas nice and soft. Just going to layer the tortillas on the bottom. I do like to add a little bit more sauce because sometimes the tortillas kind of can end up a little dry. So now I'm just going to add in the enchilada mixture, just my chicken mixture, and layer that down. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the tortillas. I'm just going to place just a little bit of enchilada sauce to help make the tortillas nice and soft, and then we will layer the tortillas again and then layer the top with all of the enchilada sauce and some cheese. So I do have my oven set to about 375. I will put some foil on this, and then this will go in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes and then take it off and uncover it for another 10 or so. This is how it looked after it was done. Oh my god, this was so good, and it was great for leftovers as well. The last dinner of the week was definitely the easiest. I just made some white rice, some Trader Joe's orange chicken, some egg rolls, and some green beans. So while that's cooking, I am cooking my white rice as well, and now I'm going to work on my green beans. I just sprayed them with a little bit of olive oil spray, and now I'm going to season with some everything seasoning and some Italian seasoning, and then I'm going to place some egg rolls on top so those could start cooking in the oven as well. So now I'm just going to start warming up the sauce. They give you 2 sauce packets per bag. So I like to just heat this up, get it to a nice simmer, and then once the chicken is done, I like to just add the chicken and toss it all together. We are definitely orange chicken lovers around here, so this is a common dinner for us, and then you just make some rice on the side and dinner is ready. So this is how everything looked when it was done. It was so good. Definitely love this type of dinner. Thank you so much for watching this week's What's for Dinner video. Make sure you come back next week for another one.